Okay, let's do a quick mic check. Sounds good, but surprisingly, YouTube was less of a delay than Twitch today. That's interesting. Alrighty, just need to pop out chat here, both chats. Um, all right. All right, chat's out. That's one. That's two. All right, everything's in the right place at the moment. Looks like it. Cool. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone's having a good day. Good weekend. Come on. Come on, computer. You can do it. There we go. Oof. Me a bit of a hard time there for a second. All right. Might have to adjust my monitor a bit. I can't. Getting so much glare, I can't even see what I'm looking at. What's it called? I set up this whole face tracking thing because I didn't need all the space around me, and I thought this way I can have my face smaller, show more of the, what's it called? More of the painting and the palette and everything, but the way it zooms around and everything, I'm not a fan of. I don't know. It's not super easy to set up and control, so there is that. All right, let's see where we're at today with the painting. The real question is, how dry is it? What's it called? I painted on Friday. I painted on it. Yeah, I painted on it a bit on Friday on Thursday and then on Friday while it was still wet. But now it might all be dry. I don't know. That'll change how I approach things. So let's find out. All right, that's dry. That's dry. That is not. It is sort of dry. That's not. That's not at all. Okay. That's dry. So it's a mixed bag here. Okay. I will try and oil out some of it, but I have to be way more cautious than normal when oiling out now. Hey Ike, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. How have you been? Hey Don Lee. Yeah, Don Lee. Look who got YouTube streaming working. Yeah, so far so good. It's also the chat's a lot quicker. I had to lower it from 4K to 2K, but now the delay is very small. It's actually slightly faster than Twitch today. Ike says I'm doing okay. Glad to hear that, Ike. Glad you're doing well. So I'm gonna oil out a little, but some of this painting is still wet, so I have to be very cautious with the areas I oil out. Hope YouTube continues to behave for you. Thanks, Donley. I appreciate that. How was your stream on Friday? I totally missed it. I wanted to see it, but yeah, just busy. So I didn't, unfortunately. Were you doing uh Rebel 6 painting? Are you using Rebel 6? Donnelly says, I'm sure me being here will help distract YouTube by booping me because reasons. Yeah, probably. Donnelly and YouTube have a history. It's pretty funny if you're not Donnelly. So I know I'm now messing up the paint, but I wanted to, some of these spots are a little too thick. I wanted to flatten them out a little bit. Makes it easier to paint over. Okay. I'm trying to pull up my hyperlapse camera here. Okay, there we go. All right, so I need to go in and make some minor corrections here and there. Oh shoot, I forgot one of my brushes. Oops. All right, gotta go grab that one. So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Don Lee is a streamer over on Twitch, and he does some real fun streams. He does digital art, a lot of fun stuff. I highly recommend checking him out. Don Leo on Twitch, same as his username in chat. There, that is one thing I like about Twitch, where if you the stream link is always the same. It's one thing I'm not a fan of on YouTube, that the stream gets an individual link each time. It's very annoying. Let's see. Donley says no Rebel 6, though I did just get 7 since they're having a major sale. You can get it for about 10 bucks. Yeah, I saw that. I'm honestly debating it. I just don't. It's like one of those things where it's like I don't know what I would use it for or when I would use it. I've really been getting away from digital for the most part. I still have Photoshop for reasons, and when I do work, it's digital, but it's what's it called? No one uses Rebel professionally. Well, no studio uses Rebel. Professionals use it all the time for illustration, but no one uses it. There's no studio that uses Rebel that I know of. It's just not designed for that. That's all. But yeah, 10 bucks is super cheap. It's like almost worth it, even if just to have it, just in case. For anyone who doesn't know, Rebel is software that does digital painting, but it mimics traditional medium, which generally I feel like if you might as well just do traditional medium. However, that's not always true and not always the case. I know an artist who's a fantastic artist, and she can paint traditionally, but what she does is she starts off a painting, does it traditionally, then she finishes it in Rebel, and then any modifications or anything she does digitally in Rebel. And that way she can produce illustrations quicker and do faster revisions. Now, she is not providing originals, but rather digital copies to the publisher. So in that instance, yeah, totally makes sense. If you're gonna illustrate a book, a children's book or something like that, I could see it being my go-to software. One thing I think you'd appreciate Rebel 7 Pro for is they have new color engine that allows for paint mixing that acts like actual paint mixing. RGB colors don't mix like actual paint. That's true. Is Rebel 7 and 7 Pro different prices? Like you have to buy the Pro to upgrade? Is that because I saw they had a bunch of materials and other things, which I was like, I didn't like they made it so complicated. But yeah, the paint not mixing like actual paint is very frustrating. Um, it's one of the things I really liked about Art Rage, which is still around. I just don't know how it compares to anything anymore. Um, but Art Rage had it wasn't perfect. The color mixing, it tended to like spike the saturation. Like you'd be mixing two colors and you'd mix yellow and blue and it's like, okay, it'll give you green, but then it would give you like very saturated green. I don't know if they ever fixed that or not in the newer, because they've released more, what's it called? Newer versions since I used it, so they may have fixed it. Rebel is definitely compared to Art Rage. I think they're trying to emulate real medium more than Art Rage was, but like I said, I haven't used the latest Art Rage either, so I don't know. Let's see. Rebel Pro is 15, at least for the upgrade since they had Rebel 6. Let me check how much Pro is on its own. Okay, so the Pro is a different price than the regular. This is the stuff I start getting frustrated with, where I'm just like, okay, you guys are starting to like nickel and dime me for everything and make it overly complicated. I know in a way there's an advantage to that, like why pay for something you don't need, but yeah. Okay, yeah, it's 14.99 on its own. Okay. And it's still not bad, obviously. It's so weird that they disable a feature like color mixing. Sorry, not trying to turn your stream into a Rebel ad. Yeah, it's fine. You're fine. We're just talking. Your painting is looking awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, just trying to, right now I'm just trying to like correct all the small, I don't even want to call them mistakes because it's just like shifting things around a little. Um, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah. The reference I got from an artist who I linked in the description, Catherine, she is a much better floral painter than I am because she's been doing it for a lot longer than me, and she is really good. I highly recommend checking out her Instagram if anyone's interested. Donley says, haven't seen you paint flowers before. Is this a gift or just felt like painting it? This is the first time I've painted flowers, and It's just trying to get out of my comfort zone, try out different things, see what it's like, stuff like that. See if I, who knows, maybe I'll fall in love with painting flowers. But you never know. But it's good to push, as an artist, I feel like it's good to push yourself out of your comfort zone, paint all kinds of different subjects and so on. So that's mostly what it is. Donnelly says, nice. I like that you're trying something new. They are challenging. I've only painted them a few times myself. They are very challenging. I have drawn them before. I've like, for lack of a better word, I've illustrated them before for different things. But it's definitely not the same as painting them. And yeah, they are extremely challenging. Anyone who thinks, oh, they're just flowers, I mean, if you're not going to put any detail into them and you're just going to paint like blobs from a distance, okay, sure, whatever. But if you're really going to get in there and paint the flowers and all the oh, no. They are extremely challenging. So yeah, it's always good to challenge yourself, try new things. Yeah. And if we're being honest, not that this is the only reason, because I will never just do things for money, but they apparently sell better than portraits. I don't know. Like I said, I've never done them before, so that I don't know. But I'll never become a full-time floral painter. I don't have it in me. But like I said, I do enjoy a challenge. So I don't mind doing that. Ike says, flowers are like fingers. You think they are easy to draw until you try. Yeah, true. Very, very true. There are definitely some flowers that are easier than others. Like, some of them, like roses here, or peonies, or there are other ones that like are very complicated, and they just all the petals just kind of wrap into each other, and the layering and everything. There are some simpler flowers out there, but like I said, I got the photo reference. I have the link in the description from a fantastic painter, and she, took some really great photo reference, but they're not the simplest flowers in the world. So, but that's okay. Yeah, fingers. I like painting hands. I like drawing hands, but they are challenging without a doubt. Also, another thing for painting things you're not used to that's really good is, um, even if I never do another floral, what's it called? just in a standalone painting, although I probably will. You never know when there's going to be flowers in the background, someone sitting next to flowers, someone holding flowers. Like, and there's a ton of symbolism with flowers too that I am not entirely aware of. I just know from what's it called? I know from books and movies and TV that, you know, there's a ton of symbolism in flowers. So if you ever want to like go into that, it can, you can add layers to a painting in theory. I always like that. I like adding layers to a painting. Metaphorically speaking, I don't actually like painting in layers, but you know what I mean. I like to paint alla prima, so no layers, if possible. Aaron Schmidt from Pinky's chat uh, paints flowers quite often. Oh, nice. Yeah. There, I mean, I've seen a ton of artists paint flowers, and you know, like flowers are naturally just beautiful, the colors and everything, just so they make for good subject matter, that's for sure. Like naturally, they just kind of lean into being interesting subject matter. I think he took part in the art contest you won. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. That I don't know if he's done it since then. Haven't kept up with him. I got for a long time I wasn't watching Twitch at all. Part of the reason was I've been busy. I find it hard to watch live streams. I like live streams for the interaction, but it's hard to do other things while I watch them, and that's how I watch most things. Um, but the other issue was for about, I'm going to say 6 months roughly, um, I couldn't log into Twitch for no good reason. I'm not kidding. Like, I just all of a sudden couldn't log into Twitch. And I don't know why. I just couldn't do it. And then after about 6 months, roughly, I don't really know how long it was, suddenly I could log back in, no problem. It was very, very strange. So I kind of got out of the habit of watching a lot of people because I couldn't log in and join in on chat and stuff like that. But Aaron's really cool. I like him. I will say this, I really miss Pink Epoxy. I wish she'd come back to Twitch. That would be nice. I don't think she ever will at this point. Maybe I'm wrong, but I miss her. She was really great and a fun painter, fun streamer. And even just her paintings, like I haven't seen any work from her in the last, I don't know how many years. And I really liked her paintings. I wish I could see some of her newer stuff. and talk painting with her again. So, uh, Donnelly says I've had odd things like that before with Twitch, where yeah, several times clearing cookies has fixed strange issues like that. Not being able to access specific sites. Yeah, maybe it was on my side. I don't know, but I don't know. I never really fixed it. I don't remember. I think I was just like so busy at the time that it was just like one more thing, and I could not. It was like, okay, this is one thing too many. I can't deal with this right now. Donnelly says, yeah, I'd really like to see how her work has progressed. Yeah, I agree. I really liked her work. Um, I really, I really do think that like just talking with her about painting and everything was very helpful and influential in a lot of ways for me getting like I was already into painting at that point, but I was still trying to like there was a lot of things I was still trying to figure out. Um, I was still very new to it, so yeah, it was very helpful. And to hear our current thoughts on paintings, yeah, absolutely. Oh well, what can you do? I mean, I will say this, like, I totally understand streaming is not for everybody, and certain people have a much harder time with streaming than others. And I mean, it's not even fair to compare because, like, you know, um, some people, just get unlucky with when they get like really bad. Sometimes you can get some really bad fans or followers. Um, but also, the quantity and everything too. I don't know. So it's definitely not for everybody, but I still feel like there's, you know, like I wish her Instagram was at least active so I could see what she's been working on. Also, how Bogey's doing. But yeah. Oh well, what can you do? That is one of the weird things about, social media in general, but streaming. There's like, I mean, we've all heard the term parasocial. There's definitely a parasocial relationship, and when someone just like vanishes, it's very strange. It's a very strange experience. You assume she's saving gas by riding Bogey around town? Probably. He's big enough and she's small enough, that's for sure. All right, let's leave this guy alone for a minute and try and take care of all the surrounding flowers a little bit. Bring everything to a more of a finish. And then take care of the star at the end. Because clearly this flower is the star. So we'll leave it to the end. Because it's also in front. And if it being in front, I don't want to constantly be painting into it again from behind. I was just thinking about the comment you made, Don Lee, about riding Bogey around, and I was just thinking about like if I could, if Dresden was large enough, I could ride him around town. And then I realized how dangerous that would actually be. Not just because he would have to be a giant cat, and cats are dangerous, but also just like how dumb he is and how easily distracted he is by things. We went to the pet store yesterday or the day before to pick up some food for the animals, and they had ferrets there. And I've been told that ferrets, I've actually been getting mixed messages. I've heard they're not great pets. I've heard they're great pets. I also heard they smell, which, no one wants stinky pets. So I don't know. I've never owned ferrets. I actually never even held a ferret, to be honest. Not that I'm looking for new pets anytime soon. I'm just talking in general. If we're going based off of cuteness, like I would want like a fox or a raccoon or something. But I don't know that they make great pets. Only says, I mean, stinky pets, big dogs, horses, some people don't mind. Well, first of all, horses aren't in your house, you know. Um, and big dogs, I mean, I don't know that they inherently smell, you know. Like it sounds like, what's it called? It sounds like ferrets just inherently have an odor to them. Hmm. Let's see. Donnelly says, though I don't know what type of stinky ferrets got going on there. LOL. I mean, I'm just saying that I saw them at the pet store. I didn't buy any. Um, yeah. My mom has a dog that has that's hyperallergenic. It's one of those dogs that has hair instead of fur. She swears to God he doesn't smell because of that. My cousin has a dog like that. I never noticed an odor, though it's a smaller dog. Oh yeah, no, the dog my mom has is a smaller dog too. It's a Shih Tzu. Apparently, there's a lot of people that love those dogs. They think they're like the best. Yes, Donley. Nice. Nice emoji. Nice use of emojis there. You didn't get booked by YouTube Amazing? Yeah, see? So I went on a bit of a dive the other day, looking into different paints. And if you guys don't want to talk about paints, I guess that's fine. I don't know. This is a painting channel, so I don't know what to say. But yeah, I went looking at the new line of paints by Michael Harding, uh, and um, it was interesting. Most of the paints are mixes, and I'm just like, I don't, I don't get the point of using like mixes all the time. I mean, here and there, I get it, but like almost the whole, not the whole line, but a lot of it is. That seems weird to me. But then I ran across something very interesting, which was their Phthalo Blue. Um, they claim their Phthalo Blue, what's it called? Um, Dries fast because of, I don't remember what the pigment basically makes it dry fast. And I'm just like, how is that possible? Phthalo Blue for every other brand is a moderate to slow drying paint. So how is it that they're the only brand that that dries faster? And they don't say that they put dryers in it. They don't say that they do anything to make it dry fast. So I'm just like, I'm so confused. I'm actually tempted to contact them to ask because of how like confused I am by this. Like all the paints essentially use the same pigments, and I'm just confused as to like when you've come across a paint that uses the same pigment but like is so drastically, different in some way. I'm just like, how is this, like everyone else is like this, why is yours so different? So yeah, I don't know. I tried to look it up first before I emailed them, but I couldn't find anything on it. Some companies are really good about responding to messages and also like just general inquiries. Some are very unresponsive. Not gambling, Golden, for Williamsburg paint is like super good about that. Like they literally have a hotline. You can just call them up and ask questions. And I know this because I actually did it. I was curious about one of their paints, so I called them up. And I talked to one of their color specialists. Hey Laura, welcome. I'm heading home from the dome. See you in an hour or so. All right, see you when you get home. Safe drive. I can't help it when I see someone type something like that now. All I think about is that dumbass that like the streamer who crashed his McLaren because he was driving in the rain while looking at chat and streaming. Donley says, you said it was Phthalo Blue. What brand? Michael Harding. They actually write it different, so it's Phthalo. I can't remember the full like pronunciation of the name, but it's Phthalo something. That's just the chemical name, technically speaking. But yeah, Michael Harding paint. It might be written Michael Harting. I'm not sure. I'm not good at speaking or reading, so you all are making a huge mistake by being here because talking and reading is just not my forte. But yeah, it's phthalo blue. They have phthalo blue green shade, I think, and phthalo blue uh red shade. Nope. Need to clean my brush a little better. All right. Sometimes having my phone here is a little annoying. My phone's like right in front of me, and the camera can't see it. It's like right here. It can be a little annoying sometimes. Okay, I definitely ruined the shape of this a little bit. I have to go and fix that. Okay, there we go. That's better. Apparently, I sent Don Lee on a whole quest and voyage. I'm so curious to hear what he comes back with now. All right, I need to take a quick break, just do some stretches. The back's been giving me trouble lately, so I gotta make sure to pay attention to it. All right, so back stretches now. Let's see. Family says, yep, pay attention to it now, or you'll be paying for it for the rest of the day. LOL. Yeah, for sure. I need to make an invention. I need to come up with something. Uh, just thought about it now. Not sure how to do this, but um, hold on. Some trash here. Um, yeah. So when I paint, one of the things I do, and I've seen a ton of other artists do this. I didn't come up with it. I kind of borrowed it from other artists, but a lot of artists do this. They'll use their pinky to stabilize their hand. I do this too all the time. So I'll be painting, right? And you know, I'm holding the brush and I rest my pinky. I try and rest my pinky outside of the painting area. But clearly, you know, there's only so far I can get as I do it. And of course, if I have to go at a different angle, I can't quite, all the time. So I'm like, I wonder if it'd be possible to build like a maul stick that I can kind of attach to my pinky to extend how far I can reach out somehow. So not like a stick that you hold with your other hand, because that is the big issue with the maul stick, right? You have to two-hand it, and and especially when I'm painting, I have to get close to hold the stick, because you're using two hands. You have to get closer. Whereas with one hand, I can step back and at full arm's length, as long as I can put my pinky down, I need a glove kickstand. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like a glove kickstand something somehow. That way you can be a fiddly artist living his badass biker fantasy. Sure. Let's go with that. Sure. I mean, the mall stick is a pretty good solution when you're not filming. Although I really do still need to buy a new mall stick. I'm really unhappy with the one I have. I'm just not willing to buy one of those expensive ones like you know, they have those like in art, you know, in art stores and it's like 20 or 30 bucks for like a mall stick, you know, because they're like metal and they're collapsible, like you have to unscrew it and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that those aren't useful and I'm not saying they're not good products, but it's just not what I want. Especially at home. Like I don't need it to collapse, right? I just need it to be light and easy to use. There was one expensive mall stick that I did look at and I was like, should I just blow money on this overly extravagant mall stick just to, you know, just to do it? I ended up not doing it because I could not bring myself to buy something that seemed kind of useless or just too much. But yeah, there is this one mall stick that it clamps onto the easel and one area and and it's a big flat stick that rotates from wherever it clamps onto and you can like lock it into place. That just seemed too much to me. Honestly, for those mall sticks that you can buy that are like that screw apart into pieces, I wonder how heavy they are because you have those what is it? Those self-defense batons that like those metal batons that, extend. I wonder what the weight ratio between, is like because I'm just like if I'm going to be buying a mall stick and it's called a mall stick, um I might as well just get a real mall stick and have self-defense with me wherever I go as well. But I don't know how much those things weigh. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break and I'm gonna go get one of our cats and bring her in here. She's kind of in isolation right now and I feel bad for her, so I'm gonna go get her. Hi, Misu. Hi, little girl. Come on. Oh, little girl. Yeah. This is Misu. She's been on before, but yeah, she's a little angry right now. We've had to keep her in isolation for a little while because she got out and into a fight with another cat. And while we don't think she's sick, we have to keep her isolated to make sure 100% that she doesn't have anything she can give the other cats. Isn't that right, little girl? She's our little guard cat. She saw a cat outside and bolted for the door the second it was open. Huh, little girl. Cat fight? Yeah. She's looking for a rumble? Yeah. All right, little girl. You can just hang out with me. Yeah. Hold on. I just want to make sure I let Michelle know that I have her here so she doesn't open up the door. But yeah, I feel so bad because she has to be isolated all the time. Ah, Misu. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, little girl. Hey, Donley. Nice cat emojis. I like this. Not emojis. What are those? Oh my God. There's a name for that in Twitch, but I can't remember what they're called. Oh, my brain is not functioning right now. Oh well. Emoji works. Emotes. That's it. Emotes. Jeez, my brain was not functioning. Oh, so I started that business class thing um, that I'd mentioned before. So it's pretty neat. The class is, how can I put this? Like there's a lot of great good things. You know, I've been doing this for a while, so some of it's redundant, but you know, I definitely am not what's it called? The end all be all know it all of everything when it comes to business. Everything else I am. Like I definitely am a know it all, but I'm just saying as far as business goes, I'm definitely not. Um, but if you want to get into art business, like if you want to make, you know, a career out of art, and I don't mean like working for other people. Um, this is the workbook they gave us, Business of Art. This is the 2024 edition. Uh, if you've never thought about some of these things, it's definitely worth thinking about. Like I said, I've thought about a lot of these things, so some of it isn't all that, you know, informative, but some of it, you know, definitely is. So worth taking a look at. And here, for anyone who wants the code, let's see. There. You could screenshot it and look it up if you want. I don't know. Whatever. Just thought I'd share that. Thanks. I need to look it up. Yeah, absolutely. There might be copies at your library too. Um, that's a third edition, maybe the second edition. I don't know. You never know. Could I show the title one more time? Sure. Although it should be in the VOD, you can always rewind, especially on YouTube. But it's third edition, second printing, 2024, Business of Art, the artist's guide to profitable self-employment. A lot of the information in it is available online. I'm not going to say that this is some like, oh my God, the insights you've never heard before, but you know, it's still one of those things where it's like, if you haven't thought about your brand before, it's good to take a time and think about it, you know. If you never thought about how to, you know, make a pitch, how to do an elevator pitch, it's good to think about those things. Have I thought about all of those things? Some of it. Have I actually bothered to sit down and write it down? Nah, never. So, you know, it's good to do that. Uh, Donnelly says, I appreciate the opportunity to know others' perspective on getting work as an artist. Yeah, well, like I said, some of this, I don't know how much it will help. Like, I think it would help even, in getting work. I think also it kind of depends on the type of work you're trying to get, right? Because there is like, there's a job at a company, and then there's freelance work, which could also be for a company, but can be a very different you know, type of work and so on. So like branding yourself matters a lot more if you're freelancing versus like if you're, working for a big company as a like employee. There's a hair here. Got it. Little girl, what is going on? You're like fixated on the door. If you keep that up, I'm going to have to put you back because you don't have a restroom here. And I don't want you going on the carpet. So if you keep staring at the door like that, I'm going to have to put you back in your room. Okay, I'm going to have to go put her away. I don't, I don't know if she needs to use the bathroom or not. And she's not very good at communicating. Little girl? Yeah, I know. Meow. I'll come get you later. Oh well, poor girl. How long do you plan on keeping Ready to Rumble Kitty separated? We have to keep her separated until. Okay, that's why she was at the door. Our other cat, one of our other cats, Winnie, was at the door. Um, that's what was going on. Yeah. Let's see. We take her in. Mm, towards the end of November. We have to keep her isolated. That's when we can take her in to get tested, and it will be definitive. Uh, you know, whether or not she has anything or not. Because until then, it's not definitive, regardless of the tests. To quote the offspring, got to keep them separated. Yeah, unfortunately. And reintroducing them is going to be a pain in the ass too. Cats are so dumb that they're gonna they forget that they know each other and they're gonna like fight about everything. They're, really, they're idiots. Like I love cats, but they are dumb. Donnelly says, can you introduce cats like dogs by placing things with the other smell in their area? Yeah, yeah, you do that, but you still a lot of times need to do like um, very slow introductions where it's like they you do that and you like let them uh, eat next to each other, but while like on separate sides of doors. And then we have these like these like plastic clear dividers somewhere. We can't find them, but I'm trying to find them. They're somewhere in the house. Or we gave them away. I'm not sure. One or the other. Um, and you do that. So you slowly introduce them, but it can take like weeks. Unfortunately, it's not a quick process. This is very much a side note, but I've been watching Portrait Artist of the Year. I'm watching the season 10, I think. It's 2023, if I'm not mistaken. I'm watching it on Amazon. Oh my God, did they mess up the order of the episodes? I was so confused when like some of the episodes they're just not in order at all. And luckily, I think the semifinal and final are in order. Portrait Artist of the Year, 2023. Hopefully, the semifinal and final are in order because a lot of the other episodes are not. And so they give away the winner. It's very confusing, you know, because they go like previously such and such one, and you're like, oh, okay, so now I don't even need to watch that. Got it. I mean, I still will because I don't watch it just for that, but yeah, it's confusing. I'd be pissed if the last two episodes were out of order. You know, I would too. It'd be shocking, but like, there's more. There's more than just two episodes out of order in the whole series so far. You know, and it's not the longest show in the world, so to have more than two episodes out of place is kind of a lot. Wonder if there's a way to complain to Netflix. It's on Amazon. It's not Netflix. Maybe there is through Prime Video. I don't know. But yeah, it's available on Amazon Prime for anyone who wants to watch it, by the way. I don't know if it's the most current season though. I think there might be a newer season that isn't out or hasn't made it to America yet. I think I think Des actually linked it in my Discord. I haven't watched that yet. Looks like you can complain about it under a Prime Video help section. That's good. You see a similar complaint back in March of 2020. That's funny. I mean, maybe it's from the side of you know, the publisher for some reason. I don't know why they would ever want to do that, but TV is interesting. You know, the ins and outs of TV definitely are interesting. Like things get pushed back, they end up releasing things out of order, sometimes for numerous reasons. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like me and Michelle have been watching Bones lately, and um, you know, there definitely like times where I'm like, oh, this episode was filmed out of order. It was probably a filler episode, and so they just shoved it in because you can tell like they don't address any of the ongoing storylines, um, thing like stuff like that. Or when they do, it's like inserts only that are like very separate and stuff like that. Yeah. You don't think the complaint was for portrait artists specifically? Oh, okay. So it's just Amazon being bad at video. That's also believable. I forgot to mention there's Rebel 7 plugin for Photoshop. I'm not sure about what all that means, like what it lets you do. It's a thing they mentioned in program features. What? Okay, that's bizarre. I'm very curious what that is. I'll have to look that up because that is very interesting. There's so many things that could theoretically be. I'm so curious. My suspicion is that it like lets Photoshop read its files and open them, or it links like something you're working on will open directly from Photoshop into Rebel, let you work on it and then kick you back to Photoshop is my guess. I could be wrong. That is just a guess. I feel like if the plugin lets you just paint like you do in Rebel, only in Photoshop, I feel like there wouldn't be a point in the program, A, and B, I think I would have heard about it, and C, Photoshop would just implement that into their own, Adobe would just implement that into Photoshop and kill Rebel because they've done that before. That's their MO. If someone made a good plugin, steal it and make it native. I feel like that's such a weird thing to create an app store for people to buy plugins and apps for your program, and then to turn around and be like, okay, this app is very successful. We'll just bake it into the program, not pay the person for the app, and done deal. I don't understand that. Those are looking a little too strong. I need to soften those out. I am getting hungry. I'm thinking about dinner. What I want for dinner. Donley says I like dinner. Uh-huh. And other foods. I know Donley. We all do. I have to figure out what I'm gonna make for dinner. Like dessert and beer. I don't know that those two go together so much, but sure. Not a big beer person. Rather go with like whiskey, honestly. But yeah, love me some dessert, that's for sure. Be honest, not a huge beer person either. But for humor, I say it. Oh, you didn't say oh, you did the hands up thing. I don't know why my brain did that. Yeah, I get that. I know. I make jokes like that all the time too, where it's just like, yeah, I'm not really into that, but or the meme, the sacrifices we make for comedy. Yeah. Might take a short break, get something to drink and a snack in a few minutes. Because I feel like I getting distracted here. I don't even think I'm all. It's one of those. I don't know if you ever get this. Sometimes I'm like starving, and all it takes is the smallest snack to like satisfy my hunger, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I just needed like 3 chips and a sip of coffee, and I'm good. Finally says, I think I've had that mysteriously disappearing hunger. Not sure what's up there. Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of times all I need is just some coffee, right? Like that's one of the main things. It's like, okay, if I can just, you know, get some coffee, it'll be fine. I had coffee, but now I'm out of coffee. Can't be out of coffee. Problem. That line got away from me a little bit. I have to correct that. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and get a quick snack and a drink. Yeah, so, break time, everybody. Don Lee shared something here. Quoting, Don Lee says, per the website, Rebel is the first software with physical color mixing based on the light spectrum of the pigments. That's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Excuse me. Okay. Pretty sure I muted that in time. So I actually could talk about something I did recently. I don't know that I'll share the photos for numerous reasons, but I went out and did some street photography yesterday. And holy shit, was that awkward. Yeah. I only did it with my phone, and so the photos aren't all that good anyways. I mean, don't get me wrong, the camera on my phone is, you know, one of the best out there, I think, as far as I know. But it's still a camera phone. You know, it's not a camera. So, not the best. Not that this camera would be the best. Wait, this one. Yeah, not that this one would be the best anyways, especially with that lens that it has. I need a better lens for it. But yeah, street photography, that was very awkward. And I know I was not one of those people to get up in people's faces. Like, apparently that's a thing for street photography. I am not doing that. Donnelly says, I've done street photography before. It is awkward. It really is. Uh, and I mean, like I said, I feel like I would be a little more comfortable with my camera versus my cell phone. Because even though it might be more obvious that you're taking a photo with the camera, you don't come off as such a creeper, I guess, because like you're taking photos, you're not trying to secretly photo anybody, I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe that's part of it, but I'm not sure. This idea won't help the visual quality of the photo, but it may help get you better poses or expressions while being able to take better advantage of the stealth of the cell phone pics. Yeah, true. Take short 4K videos instead of photos. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. So you can get better poses. Sure, that makes sense. Well, since it's a cell phone, it can. That's true. Honestly, the cell phone has some pretty dang good burst options too, I think. Although it depends on the lens you're using, right? Because like that's the one thing my camera does have like a crazy zoom on my cell phone, which is useful. I saw online, I saw in a YouTube video, someone they were showing off this lens for cameras that I forget them how long it was. It's like a telephoto lens, not like the craziest telephoto lens, but a pretty strong telephoto lens. But it's a what is it called? Um, it's a mirror reflex camera lens. I mean, not camera lens, and so it's a lot smaller than like most telephoto lenses. So you're not like holding out this giant, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. First is good. Not sure you can do it without blowing your cover as easily. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to do it some more. Um, you know, we'll see. It's one of those things where it's like I don't necessarily enjoy doing it that much, but I want to be able to get good reference photos. And I also want to get reference photos of local places too. And going out and taking your own photos is the best way of doing that. Don't get me wrong, like hiring a model for photo shoots is also great. It's just a different type of photo or a different type of, well, yeah, photo and reference and, you know, different type of painting. Another thing too is I was at the place I went for I went to take photos is like essentially like an outdoor mall. So it's like outside their streets in it. It's like I guess maybe shopping center or something like that. I had to be very like their families and stuff like that. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not taking photos of like a lot of different people. It's just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. So, but it was a good experience. The reason I went there is, well, there's a lot of places to park. There's a coffee shop I could go to because I wanted coffee, and also places to sit and shade and everything. So, and I knew there would be people there. We'll see what happens after I edit the photos. I'm generally think of myself as a pretty decent photo editor, so we'll see if I can turn them into anything decent to paint from. Trying not to do too much detail, but at the same time, trying to get the essential details in. This is where the experience of the subject matter plays a part for sure. When I paint people, I'm so much more tuned into things. I know what things are essential to make it look good. Um, you know, Whereas here, there's a lot more trial and error. other thing that is challenging with flowers is there's a, there's a freshness, there's a life to them that you want to maintain, which I think is one of the challenging parts of painting flowers. Although maybe it's a great, that might, allude to the fact that it's a fantastic, what's it called? Way of practicing like painterly painting by the fact that you have to kind of keep that, looseness to it. I don't know yet. So something here is not placed correctly. I think it's this one. I think it's this part is not in the right place, but I'll deal with it a little later. Yeah, yeah. I'm fairly confident it's this. This flower needs, this petal needs to come down here. But by needs to, I mean to make it accurate. It doesn't need to be 100% accurate either. So I will look at it and see if it's even worth doing. Be right back. Gotta visit little Ton's room. Yeah. Trying to get all the little grooves in the petals, or to give it, more form, but might be too small for that. So easy to get lost in all the different colors. Very, like, you gotta really prioritize, focus, and section everything off. No, like having the, what's it called? Trust in myself that I will come back to something and finish it. Oof. Usually, like, that can be difficult anyways, but here, very difficult. Hmm. I hope Des is okay. I haven't heard from her in a while. I feel like we're past the time she should be back. Sure, it's nothing. Probably just hit traffic. God knows how bad, God knows traffic can be horrible. We got these for what's it called? The party we had, but we had a couple left over. Just sparkling water. It only says ever noticed sometime it's real tricky getting a person's eye to look like they're looking at you properly. By the way, I've returned. Yes, and yes, it can be. It can be tricky. Eyes in general can be very tricky. We're so dialed in on eyes as people that any little thing wrong we notice. Um, Having said that, one thing that you wouldn't think um, maybe you would, but a lot of people don't, is when when you're painting someone's eyes, if they're looking at you, um, you have to try and gauge how far from them you feel in the painting. Like at the distance you're looking at them. This is a totally subjective thing, right? Because if something's very close to you, your eyes, you become cross-eyed a little bit. And if someone's very close to you and their eyes aren't a little cross-eyed, then they look like they're looking past you. If you've ever taken a selfie, selfie cameras are very wide angle. If you put the camera too close to yourself and you look past the camera at something and you take a selfie, you look wall-eyed because the camera, the vantage point makes it look wall-eyed. So it's a very nuanced little thing to pay attention to. I'm not saying you need to make your characters cross-eyed, but sometimes it's like a millimeter that's the difference, you know? So anyway, it's just something small to keep an eye on when painting eyes. All right, I am going to be ending stream in just a couple of minutes. I know you just got back, Donley. I'm sorry, but I am tired. We're hitting the 3 hour mark, and yeah, it's exhausting. I need a break. Bigger one, I mean. I don't know. Yeah. First time chatter, call as in Nami? Call as in Nami. I might be getting that. No, Kai as in Nami. That's Kai, right? Kai. Hey, welcome. Awesome work, mate. So good to see traditional art on Twitch. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, absolutely to the traditional. Thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate it. And welcome. I was just saying that I'm going to probably be ending stream in a couple minutes. I've been painting for like 3 hours, and after a while I need a break. But yeah, I stream twice a week at the moment, Thursday and Sunday. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I have a few more minutes before I actually end stream. How you doing? I have a friend Kai who's a painter. Are you a painter as well? I don't do digital on stream, but I do work in animation, and I've done a ton of digital work as well in the past, although I'm more and more leaning into traditional oil painting. So that's what I prefer. Yep, streamed 2 ages ago. Haven't been back on here in a long time. That's fair. Streaming's a pain. I've had quite a few streams where all I've been doing was complaining about the fact that, like, my stream isn't working and things aren't, I can't, my stream on YouTube is lagging and I don't know why, and it happens. Yeah. Well, if your Instagram is TOS friendly, you're welcome to share it. Oh, hey, Don Lee. Don Lee's here too. Don Lee streams as well. He does digital. Um, yeah, he says he works digitally. He really enjoys the options it allows him. I've worked digital for years in the past. Yeah, it's all a preference. There's nothing wrong with either. But yeah, Don Lee does a lot of fun stuff on stream. It's also, I will say, and this is no shade to Don Lee, but digital is so much easier for streaming if your computer is powerful enough. That's the caveat. But if your computer can handle it, oh, it's so much easier. All the cameras and everything, just such a pain if you're doing it traditional. I says, yeah, tech takes a minute to figure out. My goal is to finally set up. It's just a matter of turning on the cameras and multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube and Twitter. Doing just Twitch and not YouTube was my biggest mistake back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I am what's it called? Um, I am multi-streaming. That takes a bit of figuring out as well. Also, the thing I still have some issues with multi-streaming because of it gets complicated with the emotes and alerts, so I don't do any of those. So if, for instance, if you follow me, I don't get an alert that you followed me. It's just too complicated for me. And then there's also, like, what's it called? YouTube resolution versus Twitch resolution. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I will say this: if you do traditional work, check out. There's a plugin for OBS. I forget the name of it, but it lets you. You can find it if you go to the the plugin website that they have. There's a plugin. I think it's like 3D effects or something like that. It lets you. I'm using OBS. It lets you distort the image because here, let me show you what my camera looks like without that. 3D, it's 3D transform or 3D effects. Without it, this is what my camera looks like. One second. So I use it to straighten out my camera because you can see my camera is right here above me because the angle is so extreme. I distort it. Makes it's so helpful to be able to position the camera in more places than you normally would be able to. Yeah, because normally the camera's like, I mean, if you're trying to get the camera, in front of you to make it as square off as possible, it's just a nightmare. I mean, I have my cell phone right here in front of me, and that's bad enough, and it's still off to the side a little. Yeah, at least for me, everyone's different. Maybe for you it's not a big deal, or maybe you want to be in the frame. Some people do that. So there's no right way. It's just I found it useful. So I like to share things that I find useful. You know what I mean? So anytime I come across something that I'm like, oh, this is super helpful, everyone should know about it. Well, I tell everybody about it. I normally paint, my general thing is people or portraits or figurative work, but I'm trying florals for the first time. It's literally my first time painting flowers, but it's good to, step out of your comfort zone. But yeah, normally I definitely lean towards either figurative or portraits. Uh, Guy says, yeah, I think I'll be using that. I have an overhead rig that I've built, but plugin will simplify things. Yeah, I think I'm glad it's helpful. Yeah, I bought a what's it called? Like one of those oh my God, tripods that has like a boom arm. That's what it's hanging off of right now. Only issues with those plugins, gotta be careful when you update OBS. I've updated OBS only to find out that none of my plugins work anymore. That's the one like huge flaw that they haven't fixed. Subbed on YouTube? Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm actually working on some videos, so hopefully I'll actually have some videos in addition to live streams in the near future. Also, I followed your channel on Twitch, so when you do stream, get a chance to see your stuff. Also, I have a Discord. You're welcome to join. The Discord's a great place to keep in touch with people, ask questions if you're like, hey, what was that plugin or whatever, you know how Discord is. It's not the most active Discord in the world, but I think that's actually in its favor because we're not going to spam you too much. I do spam, and by spam I mean announce a single time before I stream every time. That's how bad, that's the most spamming I do is I tell people I'm streaming. Actually, now that I think about it, I might need to make a category in my Discord for the people who want, to follow my stream and other people who are there for other reasons. I need to figure that out. Joined, had to switch Discords a little. I have two, one for art and one for gaming. Ah, yeah. Understandable. It's good to separate them sometimes. I'm a part of too many Discords, and I'm not good at keeping up with Discords in general. Like I'm just not. built for it. And I feel bad because like I get notifications all the time and I do not keep up with anything. Even Don Lee, who I'm friends with Don Lee. His Discord's a real great community. They do like movie nights. They share a ton of useful things. They meme. They do all this really fun stuff, and I just can't keep up with it. And so I miss everything. So yeah, if I had like a gaming and art, channel or something like that, I'd definitely have to split it up. Not sure if it's me or sound is delayed on your end. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to tell. Dunley says sound seems okay. Okay. Guy says, now I'm just being cheap and don't want to pay for nitro. That's fair. Yeah. Well, I am going to be ending stream literally in just a couple minutes. I honestly was going to end probably like, no joke, like 15 minutes ago, but Kai showed up and I didn't want to be like, hey, new viewer, bye. So I stayed for a little bit longer, but I'm really feeling wiped at the moment and I feel like I need to go eat something and all that. You know how it is. Also, the cats need to be fed as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna be calling it in just a minute or two for today. But I'll be back on Thursday. Is Thursday Halloween? I know it's coming up. I was like distracted by life. Is Thursday Halloween? If it is, I have to do I have to figure out something Halloweeny to paint, you know? Thursday is the 24th. Okay, so it's the Thursday afterwards. Good. It gives me an extra week to come up with a costume too. Fingers crossed I actually come up with one at all. Donnelly says, always blame the cats. I see how you are. Hey man, I'm not just blaming the cats. Okay. I'm also blaming the cats. All right, guys. Thank you all for stopping by. Kai, it was great meeting you. We'll see you in the Discord and see you around. Yes, I will be streaming Thursday night. I'm in Texas, so it is what it is. Time zones. But yeah, have a great weekend, everybody, and I'm always available. You know, I'm always around on my Discord. But yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. See you Thursdays. Got notification on. All right. See you, Kaisa. See you, Don. All right. Have a good one, everybody.